Call this meeting to order. First, I would like to invite up Sensei Tom Baton Dharma Joy Reichert to do an benediction for us.
Thanks so much to the City Council, to Dr. Erickson, our mayor, and to Poet Laureate Emeritus Brian Sonia Wallace for having us here today. So good evening, I'm Linda Ravenswood, and this is Dr. Justin Ayers, and we've come to offer this land acknowledgement in consort from two native Angelinos, born respectively in Los Feliz and in Santa Monica. Our two families have stewarded this California land since the 1930s. Dr. Ayers is a European man. His pronouns are he, him, his. I am a mixed indigenous person. My pronouns are she, her, hers. We are lovers. We love California and we love its people. So here's our land acknowledgement. I acknowledge that this home and birthplace in California exists upon the occupied territory of hundreds of indigenous tribes. Our home place has been stewarded by these indigenous ancestors since time immemorial.
Land acknowledgement. I acknowledge, we acknowledge that our home and birthplace in California exists upon the occupied territory of hundreds of indigenous tribes. This home place has been stewarded by our indigenous ancestors since time immemorial.
I acknowledge the Gabrielino and Tongva peoples as the traditional stewards of this place, Tovangar. And I acknowledge that it continues to be the unceded territory of Los Angeles.
We acknowledge the Gabrielino and Tongva peoples as the traditional stewards of Tovangar, the unceded territory of Los Angeles.
I acknowledge the land and the water. I acknowledge that tribal continuity and community preservation depends upon clean, shared, secure, and sustainable land and water access.
We acknowledge the land and the water. We acknowledge that tribal continuity, community, preservation depends on clean, shared, secure, and sustainable land and water access.
I acknowledge the history upon which the state of California has been built, how policies, systems, and structures of spoken and unspoken racism continue to oppress and erase people of color.
I acknowledge a history. Acknowledge a history upon which the state of California has been built, how policies, systems, and structures of spoken and unspoken racism oppress and erase people of color.
I honor and respect the history and our original inhabitants and places that preceded the founding of Los Angeles, and I'm committed to sharing this history in my work.
We honor and respect the history of the original inhabitants and places that preceded the founding of Los Angeles. And we are committed to sharing this history in our work.
We're committed to continuing the work of kinship listening, support, and reparation, as well as building long-lasting relationships with Indigenous and with other community partners.
We are committed to continuing the work of kinship, listening, support, and reparation, as well as building long-lasting relationships with Indigenous and other community partners.
We're grateful to work for the Tarak Sotam, the Indigenous people, for their continuing flourishing, security, and safety.
We are grateful to work for the Tarak Sotam, the Indigenous people, and for their continuing and flourishing security and safety.
And finally, we offer thanks and homage to our shared Honuk Veitam, the ancestors, the elders, and the Eyuhenkem, those relatives and relations, past, present, and on their way.
We offer thanks and homage to our shared Honu Kvetam, our ancestors, elders, and Eyuhinkem, our relatives and relations, past, present, and on their way.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Linda and Justin. All right, that means the meeting has started. We are going to call this meeting to order officially at 6:19. You can start the broadcast, and to my sisters watching at home, I told you, just be a little patient. We are going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and it is my honor to turn it over to some of my favorite students from West Hollywood Elementary. We're going to have a group Pledge of Allegiance, so I would love to welcome up Stepan Losev, Penev Ziering, Jaden Watts, and Sophia Goss, who earlier led us throughout this year in the Pledge. Come on up.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Great job. Madam City Clerk, may I have a roll call?
Yes, Mayor, and just to let the council know and members of the public that we will not be using our vocast system tonight because we will have a little change in the guard, and so it won't make sense. So I'm going to do roll call votes all night this evening. So, Councilmember Heilman.
Here.
Councilmember Meister.
Here.
Councilmember Shine.
Present.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Here.
Mayor Erickson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. May I get a report of the closed session, Madam City Attorney?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. The City Council convened a closed session at 5 p.m. this evening. There were no members of the public here to speak on the closed session agenda. The Council discussed the 3 items of business listed on the posted agenda, took no reportable action, and the closed session ended at 5:52. That concludes my report.
Thank you so much. Madam City Clerk, are there any changes from staff for tonight's agenda?
There are no changes from staff this evening.
Wonderful. Colleagues, may I suggest a few items to potentially kick us off? All right. How about, I'm going to start at new business. Can we look at F1, city contribution to enhance the wellness room at the sheriff's station? Great. I know F2 is mine and Councilmember Howman's item, but I'm just going to keep going down the list. Is that okay? Yep. Wonderful. F3, responsible pet education ownership. I had a feeling one of my colleagues would be happy with that one. F4, resolution in support of Veganuary. Veganuary, I apologize to the vegan community. If you're watching PETA, well, you know, whatever. Anyways, is that okay to move to consent? Yep, great. And then we will leave F5 on consent. On new business, sorry.
I have a request.
Sure.
I'd like to either pull from consent to move to excluded consent or table for another meeting B17, public-private partnership with plenary broadband infrastructure to construct and operate a citywide fiber network to improve broadband services citywide, because I would like a report.
Yeah, I would actually like to table that as well.
Okay.
Yep. So I believe it takes 2 to table. So we will move that to the next meeting in January.
Is there anything time sensitive about that in terms?
There is not, but if staff wants a presentation, we're prepared to do if council wants a presentation, staff is prepared to do a brief
If it's not
presentation.
time-
But if it's
Let's just
question.
let's just table it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to table that item.
Mayor?
So B.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
We're going to table to the January 21st
Yep.
meeting. Perfect.
Thank you so much. Took the words right out of my mouth. All right. Seeing no other changes, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we're going to give that one to Councilmember Seppi Shine. And we're going to take a vote.
So we have a motion from Councilmember Heilman, second from Councilmember Shine, and I'll do a voice vote. Councilmember Heilman.
Aye.
Councilmember Meister.
Aye.
Councilmember Shine.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Mayor Erickson.
Aye.
And we have an agenda for this evening.
Wonderful. Levine Act disclosures. Do any of my colleagues have Levine Act disclosures? Councilmember Meister? Councilmember Shine? I have none? No?
No.
Wonderful. Adjournment motions. I believe that there are a few. Councilmember Heilman, would you like to go? Did you have any?
I
Vice Mayor Byers? Councilmember Shine, did you have any? I have one. Okay. I have a few, so would you like to do Troy? Okay, all right, great. First, I would like to adjourn in memory of Gary Harris, father to Sean Harris, who is a friend of mine and my partner Brian Sonia Wallace's, who passed away recently. Additionally, I would like to adjourn in memory of Ella Ann Marie Suska, who passed away on November 30th at her home in Ripon, Wisconsin at age of 14. She was born March 21st, 2010 in Colorado, the daughter of Sarah Marks and Dustin Suska. She moved to Ripon when she was 4 and attended the Ripon school system. She was very involved with dance and cheerleading and played volleyball in middle school. Music was her passion. She loved all styles of music, but her favorite artists were Pierce the Veil and Drake, and she enjoyed listening to them on vinyl records. She cherished going back to concerts with her Aunt Leah every year. She loved traveling, especially back to the mountains of Colorado, where she felt most at home with her family. She would never say no to a good roller coaster, with her love of a good adrenaline rush. She was funny, quirky, and loved learning and sharing new and exciting facts. She was very intelligent and was on the honor roll every semester in school. She had a huge heart and was always carrying around those that needed caring for. She was the light in her family and friends' lives, and she'll be missed immensely and never forgotten. Her mother shared that her smile is gone forever and her hand that she cannot touch, but she still has so many memories of the one that she loves so much. Mental health, especially amongst our youth, is heartbreakingly high. Love, hug, support, and never stop fighting for those that you love, and that was from her mother. Additionally, I would like to adjourn in memory of Fred Frumberg. Tonight in we adjourn in memory of Fred Frumberg, Deputy Director of the Program Manager at CAP UCLA, who recently passed away. Fred was a dedicated, thoughtful, and caring individual, as well as integral team member to the CAP UCLA and respected figure in the program of the field of performing arts. On behalf of the City of West Hollywood, we extend our heartfelt condolences to Fred's husband, Raishan, his family, his loved ones, and the CAP UCLA team during this difficult time. Councilmember Meister? Would you like to do Troy? No. We're all going to. Yeah, I'll start. And then I'll follow. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Additionally, we would like to join in memory of our dear friend and advocate, Troy Master. Troy was a trailblazer in LGBTQ journalism and an advocate for the LGBTQ community who passed away unexpectedly last week at the age of 63. Troy was an award-winning journalist and publisher whose work spanned decades, leaving an indelible impact on LGBTQ media. In 2002, he founded Gay City News in New York City, a publication that has become a cornerstone for LGBTQ visibility and advocacy. In 2015, Troy relocated to Los Angeles, where he continued his dedication to amplifying LGBTQ voices. In 2017, when he became the founding publisher of the Los Angeles Blade, a sister publication to the Washington Blade, the nation's oldest LGBTQ paper. Through his leadership, the Los Angeles Blade became a vital resource for news and stories reflecting the struggles and triumphs of our community. Troy was immensely committed to covering stories from the LGBTQ community and was never not far from the city of West Hollywood. On behalf of the entire city of West Hollywood, we extend our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and all who ever were touched by his life and work. I would like to turn it over to my colleagues who would also additionally like to say a few words about Troy. Councilmember Meister.
Thank you, Mayor. I also wanted to share a few words about Troy Masters. While Troy is best known for his decades-long career in LGBTQ journalism, his passion extended beyond his work in the media. In 2016, when I was mayor, Troy introduced me to Anthony Sullivan, a pioneer in the fight for marriage equality who had devoted more than 40 years to the cause. Because of Troy, I had the privilege of honoring Anthony at the LA Pride Mayor's kickoff party, a moment that highlighted Troy's gift for bringing people together to celebrate progress and resilience. Troy was also a devoted advocate for animal welfare and played a significant role in improving the lives of pets in our community. It was through Troy's partnership and advocacy that I initiated and the City of West Hollywood brought forward important updates to our municipal code, establishing new standards and certification requirements for animal grooming. His commitment to the safety and well-being of animals made a tangible difference in our city. Troy was also a loving and devoted pet father to his dog, Cody. Tonight, let us honor Troy's legacy as both a champion of LGBTQ rights and an unwavering advocate for animals. We extend our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and all those who knew and loved him. And I have one other. We'd also like tonight to adjourn in memory of Erlina Chavez-Zabur, the beloved mother of Assembly Member Rick Chavez-Zabur, who passed away on November 20th, just 3 months shy of her 101st birthday. Erlina was a remarkable woman who embodied love, resilience, and the essence of family. As a devoted and nurturing mother, she made each of her children feel cherished and deeply loved. Erlina also took immense pride in her Latino heritage, embracing the rich traditions of the Chavez family. On behalf of the City of West Hollywood, we offer our heartfelt condolences to Assemblymember Zabur, his family, and all who were fortunate enough to know and love Erlina. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much. We all extend our condolences to you, Rick. I would like to turn it over to my colleagues to make comments on Troy as well.
Thank you, Mayor. Troy was a friend, and he was an incredibly kind-hearted, fiercely intelligent person, and deeply sensitive. And he showed up for women and the lesbian and queer women's community, which meant a lot. He often would call me to chat about what was happening with LGBTQ injustices, to talk to me about social justice and the dismantling of racism. When my colleagues and I in particular, was being fiercely attacked in the media by faux journalists, he would call me, and he was really there. And he is gonna be missed, and was deeply, deeply sorry for his loss, and I hope that he is soaring with the angels.
Thank you so much. All right, we love you, Troy. All right, we are going to move on to a special item, resolution declaring the results of the November 5th, 2024 consolidated municipal election. Madam City Clerk, I turn it over to you.
Would the council like a staff report on this item?
I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't think so either, but I figured I'd ask. We do have one member of the public who signed up to speak on this item.
Sure.
Would you like me to call them? Okay, Victor Omolchenko.
It's like being at the Oscars, John.
I hope you get it for Best Song.
Victor Omelchenko, longtime West Hollywood resident, and I'm here to support your adoption of the resolution declaring the results of the November 5, 2024 consolidated municipal election, and to congratulate John Erickson and Danny Hang on their first and second place finishes that will I lost 10 seconds, but okay, I'd like them back. But congratulations to you both, and for your next service for 4 years, you're joining the other council members, Vice Mayor Byers, Council Member Heilman, and Council Member Meister, and I wish you the very best, Council Member Shine. Why am I excited? Well, the long campaign and election season are finally over, but I'm excited because of the participation rate of our voters here in this city. This last election, 4 out of 5 registered voters in West Hollywood voted. 20,907 out of 26,394 registered voters. When I moved here almost a quarter of a century ago and the elections were held in March, I know that Mr. Heilman will remember and others will, the participation, Ms. Land will, the participation rate was somewhere around 18, 20, 22%. And we should all be proud. And I want to thank our city clerk for doing those booths at events like Ciclavia for registration, for the Los Angeles County Registrar's Office that has booths all over the county when I travel around on my bicycle and they're there getting people to register to vote. But if I had been a school teacher, I would give us all a good, solid B. And wouldn't it be
Your
wonderful
time is up, Victor.
if we could get up to that 90th percentile level, an A for our city of West Hollywood.
Thank you so much, Victor.
And finally, let's all take seriously the right to vote, the privilege to vote, and the duty to vote in future elections. Thank you.
Is there a motion to accept the results of the November 5th, 2024 election?
I will move to adopt the results of the 2024 elections.
And I will second.
All
And
right.
adopt the resolution certifying the election results?
All of that.
Yes.
Perfect, thank
Just
you.
what you said.
Councilmember Heilman.
Yes.
Councilmember Meister.
Aye.
Councilmember Shine.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Yes.
Mayor Erickson.
Yes.
And the motion passes.
Wonderful. All right. Now on to what you've all been here for. All right. So, God, okay. I have to run the meeting and call my partner up at the same time. Brian Sonia Wallace will administer the oath of office to newly elected Councilmember John M. Erickson, and then former Councilmember and Mayor John D'Amico will administer the oath of office for newly elected Councilmember Danny Hang. Brian?
Ready?
Ready.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, John Erickson,
I, John Erickson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that while serving in the office of council member of the city of West Hollywood,
that while serving in the office of council member of the city of West Hollywood,
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
Will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
I won't say what you just said. All right. Next up, I would like to welcome up Councilmember and current former Mayor and Councilmember John D'Amico and Councilmember-elect Danny Hunt.
Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
Constituent services right from the start. I, Danny Hang,
I, Danny Hang,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that while serving
in
the office of council member
the office of council member
of the city of West Hollywood,
of the city of West Hollywood,
I will support and defend
the
Constitution of the United States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California.
and the Constitution of the State of California.
I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the State of California.
and the State of California.
I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion.
and I will well
And
and faithfully discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Right on, man.
Come take your seat, Councilmember Hang. All right. We are now going to do newly elected council member comments, and then my colleagues will have a moment to comment as well, and then we're going to move on to public comment, just so how people understand how it's going to go. All right. All right, let's just... Okay, there we go. Good evening, friends, family, and everyone who traveled abroad and braved the Monday traffic to get here for myself and Councilmember Hang for this momentous and celebratory occasion. We know it's not usually easy getting to West Hollywood, but here you are, a packed house and all. I'm thankful for each of you and very grateful that you're giving us your time in between your busy holiday schedules. To my friends and family, watching online at home in the frozen tundra of Wisconsin, my mother informed me it was -1 when she left, and across the country, I love you. Thank you for believing in me during this campaign and for offering me the countless hours on the phone when you'd hear me complain or worry or offer a safe space for me to express my fears and anxiety, and I did it a lot. A special shout out to my sisters and nieces and nephews back in Wisconsin who couldn't be here tonight. Public service and elections take us away from those that we most want to be around for the greater good. I miss a lot of big and small moments, and I'm really sorry. I find myself apologizing to my nieces and nephews and my sisters more than when we would fight as children, but here we are. To my niece Emma on making gold team for the Milwaukee Sting, congratulations. For Drew for getting his first deer of the hunting season, even though I don't condone hunting, congratulations. To Bailey, who is grief-stricken as I am that the Eras tour is over, and to Brady, who is braces-free and already ready for his next baseball season. I'm extremely grateful to my mom, who was able to join me here for this big moment. She watched me back home when I first got elected in 2020, when I first took this oath, and to have you here with me on this next step is a very humbling experience. When I think about all the worrying you always do, or how much I know you miss me, to look out and see you right now, as I do, is a moment I will treasure for the rest of my life. Just like your mom and my Grandma Gladys, would always say to you, whenever I did something slightly naughty, because I was a perfect child, I'd be all right. I just had to find my path. Well, I found it. To my incredible campaign team, Barbara, Amy, Nikki, Matt, Amy, Jordan, and Tom, thank you for joining me on this crazy ride. You came to my house every Monday, and I have missed our times together. You were the voice of this campaign when I couldn't be at every door, and I'm so proud of the message we put out. One focused on equity, responsibility to our residents, the basic nuts and bolts of local government, and the bigger issues we saw before us, protecting our renters, building out and advocating for safer streets, and making sure our community is safe. You were the heart and soul of every person we spoke to, and by the results, we spoke to a lot of people who believed in our mission. Thank you. Councilmember Hang, your election is both historic and continues to fulfill the promise that our city founders believed in. We went through a lot of ups and downs this past election, but you never were afraid to stay true to your morals, no matter what the opposition said about you or threatened you with. You did this by doing what every winning campaign does, talking directly to voters, listening to them, hearing what they're most concerned about, and now, as I sit next to you in this seat, you get to make good on those promises. You get to make good and help the residents of all abilities and ages and businesses about what the priorities will be for your tenure. Congratulations, my friend. I'm so very proud of you. I wouldn't be here without my community. I have many friends to thank for their constant joy, mentorship, and willingness to take my phone calls no matter how late at night when I was stressed, doubtful, sad, or frustrated. You always pushed me back onto the path and told me to get my ass back to work. Thank you for always being my North Stars. Your faith in me is something I don't take lightly, and your friendship is something that I carry with me every day as I enter into the very different spaces I find myself in. Okay. Back in 2021, I found myself on a Zoom call talking about people getting vaccinated, and I noticed someone on the meeting and thought to myself, who is this man? From a simple Facebook search to wooing him that I too wrote poetry, and even served as the editor for my local undergraduate poetry magazine, the Wisconsin Review. We met for tacos and wine, and I was immediately taken. Elections are very difficult. As politicians and people who are asking for votes, we're trained to knock another door, make one more phone call, or ask someone else for a donation. Thanks, Barbara, for that always ever frustrating reminder. All of these things while also serving as mayor. Working for Planned Parenthood definitely kept my dance card full, and sadly, it took me away from the person I always wanted to be around the most, and that was and has always been you. You were my backbone when I was weak. You were the person to hold me when I was scared. And you were my eyes, quite literally, when I couldn't see. You are the best person and the best part of me, Brian. And there's so much more beauty to come. I love you. Now, let's talk about the future. This election laid bare a few key issues throughout our city and a few spots we must continue to look forward to in 2025 and beyond. From workers' rights to the minimum wage, the issue with what is a person worth was a topic of conversation at forums, in the community, and amongst residents and businesses I found myself chatting with day to day. I want to be clear about what I heard when talking to countless people. No one is making enough money and the wages are too low. We must, both as a region and a county and country, address this issue head on, and I'm glad that West Hollywood's minimum wage law, which as of January will be the highest in California, is a call to action for other cities to take this step forward. The minimum wage was a winning issue in this campaign, and I'm looking forward to bringing forth other items to further address the wage inequity as we approach major regional events like FIFA, the Olympics, and other major activations that will happen across our region. While the hottest topic of this last election may be boiled down to bike lanes on Fountain, that in itself was a red herring. The issue itself was always about the minimum wage law and how to claw back anti-worker policies. The real issue that came about from this conversation was how to actually make our streets safer and more equitable for people of all abilities. Whether this is the width of the sidewalk, the addition of, dare I say, the most controversial words in our city's history, bike lanes, or slowing down cars to ensure that people that cross the road, no matter where they are in our city, don't have to take their own lives into their hands. We must do all that we can to make our streets safer and better. We've done this on Melrose, we're planning for it on Beverly, and we are and will do it on Santa Monica Boulevard and Fountain Avenue, where I live. There have been too many crashes, too many speeders, and sadly, one too many deaths that have occurred as a result of our outdated infrastructure. While the incoming federal administration will prove a challenge for federal funding, we must look to our resourceful diversity here at home to transform our streets and make them all better. The beauty of traffic calming that is present on our west side of our city is needed in the center and east sides as well. And most importantly, I'm tired of people using our streets as freeways. We are working on policy changes at the statewide level to bring about our local ability to have speed cameras, as well as putting shovels in the ground to bring about these changes that we've been talking about for far too long. The time for action is now, and I look forward to bringing and being a part of a solution to these outstanding issues that have plagued our city for far too long. We're not building enough housing, period, end of story. The city is not on track to meet our RENA goals, and we need to look seriously at how we cut red tape at City Hall to ensure that we're bringing forth our goals as a city to be both affordable and a place people can live in. We're not doing enough. No one is. And I'm looking forward to working with my colleagues on the dais to make sure that we're cutting bureaucratic oversight and red tape that additionally adds millions of dollars to project costs that prevent us from both building housing and helping our businesses streamline their approvals. West Hollywood has always touted itself as a leader in this space, and it's time, especially after 40 years of cityhood, to make good on that leadership and step up and play our part in the housing crisis. Additionally, the issue that we talked about most in this campaign was homelessness. We have to do all that we can to help those that are living on our streets, that are plagued by mental illness and other issues impacting their lives and the lives of those around them. If you cannot sit there and think about what would happen if that were me, then we're not doing enough to make sure we're raising awareness. I'm proud of the work that city staff and the city has continued to do around homelessness and the work that we will be doing to make sure we address the issue that is a dinner table conversation for us all. We need to make sure we're a part of the solution, not criminalizing homeless, but helping those most in need. Because as someone who has lived paycheck to paycheck, it could have been me, it could be you, and let's make sure that it's never any of us ever again. When I think about the hopes, additionally, I hope that we can start investing in our older adult community by having them tell their stories. If there's anything I've learned from the power of storytelling or door knocking, is that there's such a rich history here in the city of West Hollywood. I would spend my time mostly talking to residents for 20 to 30 or 40 minutes. Don't tell my campaign team because you're supposed to spend only 5 to 7 minutes on a door. But the issue of loneliness in our city with people who aren't talked to, whether how old you are or not, is something that is plaguing our region. I look forward to bringing forth items to address our city's aging population to ensure that people have abilities to tell their stories and that they know the city is there with the resources in need. When I think about my hopes for my term as mayor that I laid out back in January, I spoke about the parable of the pearl of great price, where a merchant searching for heaven finds one pearl of a great price and sells it for all that he had to buy it. West Hollywood for me was always that pearl, a diamond in the rough that we all search for and long to be a city that many LGBTQ people feel as close to heaven as we can imagine because we are protected by our very, very progressive laws. While the national election results may make one doubt that safety and sanctuary, locally, West Hollywood will be on the front lines ensuring we do not go back on that original dream of cityhood. My hope and my dream back in January was for this pearl is that we stay true to the dream of our cityhood, and throughout this past year, while we were all certainly tested and will be tested again in the coming years, there is at least one comfort I go to, and that is our local election results, both here in West Hollywood and across the West Side, as I look out and see friends from Santa Monica and Culver City. We did it, and we did it together, and we will keep doing it together to bring forth regional solutions to the issues that plague our cities. That's the promise fulfilled of all of our cities, proverbial pearl, and our mission to make people's lives better. And I couldn't think of a better cohort or fellow new council member on the dais with me today to do it with. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve these past 4 years, and I'm so thankful to the voters for giving me another term. I'm hopeful for our combined futures that because of the hope that I see here bow before me, and to quote, I'm going to start again. I'm hopeful for our combined futures because that hope that I see before me is, to quote a very famous Wicked Witch, unlimited. Now, let's get back to work. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and good evening, Mayor Erickson, Vice Mayor Byers, fellow council members, and our very hardworking city staff. I start my remarks by thanking the voters for placing their trust in me. I'm truly honored to serve on the West Hollywood City Council, and I want everyone to know that my mind and door will always be open. I believe the best way forward is for all of us to work together to make West Hollywood better each and every day. Women's rights advocate Sheryl Sandberg was once asked, what is the most important quality a leader can have? Well, she answered, the ability to learn. I agree with Sheryl, but would also like to add the ability to use what I've learned to make a difference in the lives of our residents. With your help, I will learn something new every day about our city, residents, businesses, and workers, and use that knowledge to improve our bright future. I am counting on every engaged resident, worker, business owner, and the incredible West Hollywood City staff to help achieve our amazing future. As your new city council member, I will be working on all community matters, but what I want to focus on are 4 areas. First is improving the environment for business owners and workers alike. Second is doing all we can to help our unhoused in our city. Third is to broadly improve public safety. And lastly is to keep our city shining and leading as a beacon of promise for all. In an ever-changing world, our work is never finished, and West Hollywood is facing several challenges. I hope to facilitate bringing new businesses and a 21st century business-friendly environment to West Hollywood, while making it easier to open and do business in our city. To do this, we need the City Council and the Chamber of Commerce to work together to serve our residents, workers, and business owners. It's time for the City Council and the Chamber of Commerce to join hands and work for our community. Right now, today, we can start by identifying all the ways we can work on together with all of our unfinished business that we have in common. The other option is ongoing failure, and to me, that is simply not an option. Empty storefronts are only a symptom of a larger problem that will take all of us working together to solve. So let us all resolve today to agree to improve the relationship and move forward to help our business community and residents alike. Our unhoused population has many problems as well that needs everyone to join together to help solve. As a social worker myself, I bring some value to helping those struggling with addiction and mental illness. We need to redouble our social services efforts. We do more than most cities, but we can do much more. And that starts with looking at our funding and revenue sources to live up to that commitment. I will be bringing forward a comprehensive plan to raise resources and increase social services funding to target those in our community who need it most. And we also need to change how we talk sensibly about affordable housing, about housing affordability. Housing is not just about buildings, it's about people. It's about ensuring that those who make our community thrive can afford to live where they work. We need to do the hard work, including rezoning large parts of our city to supercharge housing development. We need to be aggressive with our own city-owned properties to get those properties into the housing market. I hope that with my colleagues, we can jumpstart a new housing paradigm, which will no doubt be a process. But once we start, we'll be much closer to achieving our goals. Public safety is on everyone's mind. Anyone who lives, works, and plays in West Hollywood deserves to feel safe and respected. But I see public safety as a much broader issue. I will work with our public safety officers and human service agencies to make sure our streets are safer, not just as it relates to crime, but having more streetlights, creating safer sidewalks and streets, getting healthcare for more people, reducing food insecurity, HIV and STI prevention, testing, and treatment, and I can go on. But the bottom line is, public safety must be about keeping people safe in their bodies, their homes, their streets, and in our city. It is much more. It's much more than just catching criminals after they have committed crimes. I have always looked at West Hollywood as a welcoming place for community, safety, and diversity. During these very troubled times at the federal level, I want West Hollywood to be a beacon of light for our LGBTQ+ brothers and sisters everywhere, for anyone in a marginalized community across this nation and indeed across our world. Literally, for anyone coming to our great nation in search of hope, freedom, and the American dream. I want to make sure everyone knows that they are safe in West Hollywood. This election confirmed what many of us have known for many years. And after just celebrating our 40th birthday as an incorporated city, West Hollywood is ready to move to its next era, and dare I say, lead it. Ours will be a progressive era that involves aligning and in some cases, realigning our city's missions and goals. We cannot hold on to the back to the basics past and pretend we're looking out to the future. Each of us has a point of view, and with a new council member comes new opportunities for progress and purpose. I am excited about that change that will no doubt follow the exercise of that progress and purpose. I want to thank Mayor Erickson for your unwavering support. To Vice Mayor Chelsea Byers, thank you for your leadership. To Council Member Seppi Shine, thank you for always pushing me to be the best I can be. To former Mayor John D'Amico, in you I have found a mentor, a brother, and a true friend. To former Mayor and now LA County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, thank you for opening my eyes and experience to local government service. To California State Treasurer Fiona Ma, thank you for continuing to pave the way for AAPI leaders in government. My heartfelt appreciation goes to you all. Your support during this campaign was not just a vote of confidence in me, it was a testament to the shared vision we all have for West Hollywood. I look forward to helping to shepherd that vision of progress, equity, and opportunity for all. Thank you to my incredible campaign team, led by Catherine Hennigan, Christopher Guerrero, Kat Connolly, David Cattle, Julia Smith, Jessica Perez, Joe Hershko, and of course, the indomitable Nicole, and many of our volunteers. This victory is as much yours as it is mine. You poured your hearts into this campaign, inspiring voters to believe in what we can achieve together. Tonight, we celebrate the fruits of your hard work, but tomorrow, the real work begins. Thank you to the 21 labor organizations and the County Business Federation for your endorsement of my campaign. I am the proud son of an immigrant refugee union worker and the proud son of an immigrant refugee small business owner, and I will never lose sight of that. To my best friends, Sean Ikaika Fitzsimmons and Michael Bentley Hoffman, you have been with me through every stage of this wild adventure called life. From late night study sessions to college frat parties to celebrating your beautiful families, your friendship has been one of my life's greatest blessings. To Sam Mastrano, my social work professor at USC, I want to thank you. In your classroom, I learned more than the fundamentals of social work policies and principles. You taught me what it means to use knowledge as a tool for creating positive change. You challenged me to see the intersection between policy and people's lives, to understand that behind every statistic, there lies a human story, and that governance is measured by how well we care for our most vulnerable neighbors. To all the candidates in this race, thank you for running. And please know that I look forward to working with you over the next 4 years. Together, we collectively engaged over 26,000 voters who confirmed that democracy is alive and well in West Hollywood. To the Reverend Dharma Joy Reichert, thank you for always listening and being my sounding board. Thank you for always reminding me to be kind whenever possible, because it is always possible. To my family, you are my foundation and my greatest strength. My brother Brian, you are my rock. Your unwavering support, your calm presence, and your belief in me have given me strength during the most challenging moments of my life. Thank you for being my steadfast partner through this journey. My parents, Rose and Loy Hang, You came to this country as refugees fleeing from the Vietnam War, seeking a better life for your family, and through your sacrifices, you made that a reality. And today, your sacrifices have made it possible for the first member of the AAPI community to proudly sit on this council. Let's hear it from my parents. Mom, as a small business nail shop owner, you worked tirelessly putting the needs of our family above your own. Your resilience, determination, and selflessness taught me the value of hard work and giving back. Dad, as a 30-plus year machinist union worker at Boeing, you showed me the dignity of labor and the power of solidarity. Your dedication to providing for our family and your belief in fairness and justice shaped the values that guide me today. It's likely that people will not remember exactly what I said here today, but I know people will not forget what we will accomplish in the next 4 years and how those accomplishments change their lives for the better. I bring my own lived experience and expertise to this dais, an experience affirmed by the voters and an expertise that I believe will make West Hollywood an even better city. Tonight, we celebrate the beginning of a new chapter in the future of West Hollywood. Tomorrow, we roll up our sleeves and get to work. Again, thank you for the honor of serving as your West Hollywood City Council member. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, we're now going to go and allow my colleagues and then former Councilmember Seppi Shine to make remarks. Councilmember Meister, would you like to go first? Sorry, I just randomly called on you.
Sure. First, I just want to say, Mayor, I was really hoping Brian was going to make the oath rhyme. So I don't know what happened there, Brian, but it was well done. And something is wrong with my mic. Okay. The mayor already knows this, and Danny, Councilmember Hang. I can only give 2 pieces of advice that I learned when I became a council member in 2015, and particularly after being a residents advocate for a number of years and then going over to the other side of the dais. One, listen to all your residents, even the ones who didn't vote for you. All voices need to be heard, and all voices have something to offer. 2, I would say, you can take a no prisoners approach, but that's really good for an activist, and it doesn't always work for governing. So think about, sometimes compromise is okay if it improves the situation, if it moves the needle forward. You can compromise without compromising your values. And so I hope that this council can work together to move that needle forward in a way that all of our residents feel heard. And I just want to congratulate you and congratulate the mayor, and look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Meister. Councilmember Heilman.
I think there are a lot of people here tonight who are looking forward to a celebration. So I'm going to keep my remarks very brief. Mayor Erickson, thank you for your service this last year. Congratulations. Congratulations, Councilmember Hang. I look forward to working with you, as well as continuing to work with Mayor Erickson. And Councilmember Shine, thank you for all of your service. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Byers.
I too would like to congratulate you both. Watching you both work as hard as you did, put aside and make the sacrifices you did all year to be in this seat is tremendous, and I commend you both. I'm so excited for the future ahead, and I just also want to take a moment to really thank you for everything that you did for this community, for this council, and for me personally, and I very much appreciate you. Seppi Shine, thank you.
Councilmember Shine. Go ahead.
Well, Mayor Erickson, we'll start with you. It's been an absolute honor serving with you on the City Council and serving with you before that on the Lesbian Gay Advisory Board. We have created absolutely incredible policies together and have developed an beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friendship that I look forward to continuing for the rest of our lives. I love you so much, and I am so proud of you. And I will say that 4 out of 5 West Hollywood residents is a strong mandate. So take that affirmation and continue taking our city forward. Councilmember Hang, I am elated that you have taken my seat. I'm so proud. I'm so proud that when I called you, you stepped up to run and have taken the torch. I leave tonight knowing that the work that we have created here will continue and become even better with your compassionate, strong, forward-thinking leadership. West Hollywood is in impeccable hands, and I can't be more proud. And I love you very much, both of you, and I will miss all of you, and so proud, and I can't wait to attend the ceremony for our next mayor, Chelsea Byers. Equally proud of you. Love you very much.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Shine. All right. We're going to move on to presentations from dignitaries and then public comment. And first, and this, I don't know how we allowed this one to go first, but he must know someone here, and that's former Councilmember Mayor Jeff Prang and LA County Assessor Jeffrey Prang.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. It's great to be here. I think I've probably used my stupid assessor jokes about too many times, so I don't know if it bears using them again without looking like I need some new material. But it's really wonderful to be back in these chambers, in this room where there's been so many outstanding people who have served, and where so many important issues of the day have been discussed and deliberated. I'm thrilled to be able to be here. There's actually a lot going on here tonight. We used to separate all these meetings back in my day, but so I'm going to try to be like a West Hollywood council member. I got a really long speech. I'm teasing. Well, I wanted to first congratulate you, Mr. Mayor, and you, Councilmember Hang, on your re-election and election. Danny, I particularly wanted to acknowledge you. This is a really exciting day, the first day of an opportunity of service that I think you are just absolutely going to love. I was elected 27 years ago to the City Council. That's a shorthand way of saying that I'm old, but it was truly one of the most rewarding experiences of my life, even when you do get assaulted at the grocery store because somebody can't find a place to park. But you're smart, you work hard, you care about people, you bring a great deal of compassion and innovative ideas to the council, and I cannot wait to see how you thrive and seeing what the thumbprint that you put on the legacy of this city. Mr. Mayor, you are just a force of nature. It has been a pleasure to watch you to grow over the years. I remember when you came to City Hall just as an intern, and to see the public official that you've become over the years has been really remarkable to watch. Was very proud of you. Was very proud to have been there at the early part of your career and to continue to watch you grow, not only as a great city council member of the city of West Hollywood, but also the mark that you are making on Los Angeles County as a region, your leadership at the California Contract Cities Association. It's wonderful to see that West Hollywood is able to export its values, its priorities throughout the region and throughout the state. I wanted to congratulate Seppi. She looks like she left.
Or did she?
I brought her the biggest proclamation because
she's coming back right now. No, I'm joking. Your time has expired, Assessor.
So Danny, yours is a little bit shorter because you haven't done anything yet. And I don't want to keep coming back to the microphone, but I did want to also congratulate you, John, on your term as mayor, and congratulate Chelsea, who's matriculating today. I think I remember somebody once called this meeting the demotion party. But the one thing I will tell you, the only thing better than being the mayor is being the former mayor. Because they'll always call you the mayor. You don't have to do all the work. And you have this whole next year that you can look at Chelsea and says, well, when I was mayor, I did it this way. And it worked a whole lot better. But, just a special note to my good friend Lauren Meister and John Heilman. It's great to see you and be here in this room. I brought a certificate for everybody except for Lauren and John, because you're not in this rotation. But if I may, Seppi, you were not in the other room, but I talked about this big proclamation I brought for you.
Yeah, we'll go down. You're the best tax collector ever, Jeff.
Thank you so much, Assessor Prang. That's going to be a tough act to follow, but I know our next speaker, and I'm really happy to say this. I would love to invite up council members Natalia Zernitskaya and council members Dan Hall from the city of Santa Monica, who are our next dignitaries to speak. Did I get...
Good evening, Mayor Erickson, Vice Mayor, soon-to-be Mayor Byers, Council, and the City of West Hollywood. I am Councilmember Dan Hall, and I'm joined by Councilmember Natalia Zernitskaya, and we hail from the faraway land of Santa Monica. Yes, we do occasionally cross the 405 from time to time. And we could not be happier to do so this evening, especially as members of the queer community, to celebrate the accomplishments and thank Councilmember Shine for her leadership, her service, her courage during adversity, and the representation you brought to the dais were also critically important. We want to thank our gratitude and express our support for Mayor Erickson and Councilmember Heng, and the entire council as we embark on this next term together. Voters told us in both of our communities that they are not afraid to build more homes, support renters, and uplift workers and small businesses while rebuilding our economy. They asked us to continue repairing racial injustice, invest in education and street safety, enforce equitable public safety, treat our unhoused neighbors with dignity, and protect our environment. We are excited to do this in partnership with you and our colleagues in Culver City, Beverly Hills, and Los Angeles to find regional solutions for the West Side. Congratulations, and let's get to work.
And I understand that there are quite a few Russian-speaking residents of West Hollywood. So I also just wanted to say, мы вас поздравляем, и Сэппи, мы тебе желаем удачи в будущем. Спасибо вам всем.
Thank you, council members. I would now like to call up council members from Culver City, council members Brian Bubba Fish, council member Yasmin Amani McMorrin, and Culver City School Board member Tristan Isidore.
Oh, hey, West Hollywood. It's so wonderful to be here with all of you. My heart is so full. That was so touching and heartwarming. I'm so proud of all of y'all. So grateful for your service, council member. My name is Yasmin Amani McMorrin, she, her pronouns. I'm the former mayor of Culver City, which, as the assessor stated, is a pretty good space to be in. Now current council member. I'm so excited about the future. I'm so excited to continue to work and lock arms with West Hollywood and deliver for the West Side. And I'm here with some great folks, and I'll let them bring their congratulations as well. But we have some certificates for you. And just from the bottom of my heart, I'm so excited for this historic election. I'm so grateful for the voters doing their thing. And we continue to just be excited about doing the work that is ahead for all of us, and that is for the good of all of our communities. So thank you so much for the time, and congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Councilmember McMorrin. We have been pretty lucky in Culver City and West Hollywood to have two dynamic, thoughtful, forward-thinking, and quite frankly, pretty fabulous mayors in Yasmin Amani McMorrin and John Erickson. And I know Chelsea Byers, Vice Mayor, you are going to be all that and more. We're so excited for your leadership. Danny Hang, you worked your tail off, man. We are very, very proud of you and excited to see what you do on this body. Just personally, Mayor Erickson, you've been a mentor and you're so thoughtful, as well as Councilmember McMorrin, at bringing up new young leaders. We're so grateful for that. And this was a mandate on the West Side. We turned up. Voters showed that they want more housing, just like our friends in Santa Monica said, safer streets, and a modern and holistic and forward-thinking vision of public safety. And we're here to deliver, and we're here to be partners. So thank you.
Yes. Wow, and what really just such an exciting place to be and day to be here as we've crisscrossed all of us across the West Side to usher in regionally this new generation of leadership. West Hollywood, as a gay man, West Hollywood will always have a special place in my heart. Although I think Culver City is coming for your reign. 4 out of 10 elected officials in Culver City are LGBTQ. So we are catching up. Slowly but surely, we are catching up. But as someone who serves on the school board, prime role is to make sure that we are creating safe spaces for our students. I will always look out for West Hollywood because I know the safe space West Hollywood has and has always had for LGBTQ people and people who may have not had that same safe space at home. And so I'm just so excited for your leadership, Councilmember Hang, and for your continued leadership, Mayor Erickson. I thank you so much for your service, Councilmember Shine. And before I'll go, just personally to Councilmember Hang, I know we've talked about creating a West Side Vietnamese caucus. I think we might be the 2 Vietnamese elected officials on the West Side, and so we look forward to getting back to that. I know we have some certs for you all, but just congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up, it's my honor and immense privilege to bring up a man that does not need an introduction, but has been such an advocate for our community, and that's our amazing Assembly Member, Rick Chavez-Zeber.
So I had a longer speech, which I'm going to just scrap, because I just want to tell you how moved I was by both of your introductory comments about the vision that you have for the city. But I also want to take a step back and say that West Hollywood is in really amazing hands. I mean, from my two longest friends on the council, Councilmember Heilman and Council Members Meister, who I've known for decades and worked in a variety of ways, to my newer friends on the council, Vice Mayor Byers and our mayor, John Erickson, to my newest friend on the council, Councilmember Hang. You know, you have this city is in great hands. You know, I just hope you all remember that while sometimes you have differences, the differences that you have in this city are very minor compared to the differences that we all have as members of this community with the rest of the world. And really, it's the debate that happens on this body and the differences are what makes West Hollywood strong, because you all represent different perspectives, different points of view. They're all points of views that reflect the citizens of the city of West Hollywood, and it really is the debate that happens on this body that really makes the city strong. And I so hope that you all will, as you do, I see you doing it, will approach every decision with an open mind, with the point of view of always making decisions in the best interest of the city of West Hollywood, putting your minor differences aside and listening to each other. And I just want you to know that I'm so proud of you. I want to say that I wasn't here, former council member, former Mayor Shine, when you made your departing comments, but I want to thank you for your service. I remember meeting you and our mayor at the Equality California Leadership Institute about a decade ago, and it's just really heartwarming, and I'm so proud to sort of see what you both have done in your careers, and you have so much more to go, all of you on this council. And I just want you to know that, you know, public service is a noble calling. It's very difficult because we all, as Councilmember Hang and Councilmember Erickson both alluded to, we all give up so much in terms of our personal lives in order to serve the public. And that's because there are many voices out there that we have to listen to, and we have to discern what's right for the city. And I know that you all do that. But I just want you to know that I take my role very, very seriously about doing what is right for the people of the Assembly District 51. And of course, West Hollywood is at the heart of this district, and my door is always open. And for each of you, each and every one of you, I want to work with you closely. And you know, we've already accomplished things. It was because of this council that we have already done things for people that are living with disabilities and staying in their homes. We provided over $1 million of funding for the log cabin together with Senator Allen. I mean, he was part of that, and that was because each of you came to me. We have things that are on my legislative docket that are based upon things that the city of West Hollywood has already done and the leadership that's already here. So Councilmember Hang, hearty congratulations. Mayor Erickson, hearty congratulations. I'm so proud of both of you, and I just look forward to working with all 5 of you to move forward and make sure that we're improving the lives of everyone in this city, because we have to listen to all of these voices and really make the right decisions moving forward. And that's making sure we're tackling homelessness, making sure we're providing more housing, making sure we're advancing climate change, protecting reproductive rights, protecting the LGBTQ+ community, and making sure that our communities are safe for everyone. So thank you very much. Hearty congratulations.
Thank you so much, Assembly Member. I would now like to call up Scott Houston, West Basin Water District Director.
Well, good evening, Council. I'm Scott Houston. I'm the elected member of Division 4 of the West Basin Municipal Water District, which the City of West Hollywood is part of our Division 4. And I wanted to come down here in two-part. One, of course, is to congratulate Mayor Erickson on your reelection. Of course, Danny Hang, welcome to the council. Congratulations, and thank you to Councilmember Shine for your service. And also, I actually have a proclamation from our board of directors for your 40th anniversary of cityhood. And I regret that I could not be at your celebration in late November, but it does turn out our board meeting is the week after, and I did want to make sure that my colleagues acknowledged the city of West Hollywood's 40 years of cityhood. And one of the things as I was sitting in this chair over here, of course, and I think to myself, West Hollywood is a beacon. It's a beacon to the LGBTQ+ community, and certainly was a beacon to me when I was a younger man and was starting out, and even before I came out, let alone when I started to come out and come to West Hollywood for friends and have a great life experience here. But also, I always looked at West Hollywood as an example of local governance. And so when I started my journey, I remember years ago coming up here so many times between a lot of our former council members and some of the current council members, but even other great people like the late Bill Rosendahl, who inspired me for public service. So I just want to say that we have got to continue the work, as you know, to make sure that the city does remain a beacon for our LGBTQ+ community and for everybody, of course. And we don't know what's going to take place when it comes to new administration, but we're counting on you, and we're counting on the city staff and your leadership to take us forward. And so with that, I will leave the proclamation here, but thank you and congratulations on behalf of the Board of Directors of West
Thank you so
Basin.
much. And thanks for not shutting off the water at the event. I appreciate that.
You got it.
We're getting almost down. Next up, I would love to invite up Henry Lowe, Monterey Park City Council member. And, Thomas, I didn't even see you over there. And Thomas Wong, former mayor, right? And council member, Monterey Park.
Yes. Well, let me just say on behalf of the residents of Monterey Park, how excited we are here today in the city of West Hollywood. Many of us have worked with all of you, Steffi and I on the board of the LGBT Caucus for Cal Cities, now Chelsea, both serving as president, vice president, Mr. Erickson, Mr. Hallman, and Jeff Frank serving on the board of Lacleo, and we're just so excited to be here. And of course to our dear friend, Danny Hang, who by the way was born in Monterey Park, and is a product of the San Gabriel Valley, went to Alhambra High School, and his parents are just phenomenal people. I was so privileged to meet them during the campaign, and just congratulations. And I think moving forward, we're looking forward to working together, because we have a lot of, issues don't know boundaries, and there's a lot of work that we have to do for our region, and certainly we have a lot of connections. Of course, Danny is the first API elected to the City Council in West Hollywood, and both Thomas and myself are the first LGBT, first openly elected official for the City of Monterey Park. So we have a lot in common, and so we look forward to working with you. Thomas?
I'll just say ditto. Congratulations, Councilmember Shine. Thank you so much for your service. Congratulations, Mayor Erickson. Congratulations, Danny. A really special moment for us to be here, and very important for us to be here, as Henry noted, a lot of special connections, and look forward to continuing to partner together at a regional level with the council here at West Hollywood. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to invite up Austin Sear from Supervisor Lindsay P. Horvath's office.
City Council, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and distinguished city staff, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Austin Sear, and tonight I have the honor of both representing the office of Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, and also the opportunity to speak as a resident. I want to first extend a truly heartfelt congratulations to our newly elected and re-elected leaders, John Erickson and Danny Hang. Your inclusive, positive, and bold vision for our community is not only in part why you won, but why it is so important that you are in the seats you are in. From everyday city needs, such as safely getting around to buy a cup of coffee, to the broader issues we wrestle with and our national identity given the backdrop of the incoming federal administration. I'm talking about building upon the legacy of this pioneering city so that every queer kid from every state continues to know that they have a real space to be exactly who they are. down at the Pink Pony Club, which is, of course, this entire 1.9 square miles that just turned 40. Mr. Danny Hang, Dr. Mayor John Erickson, thank you for your courage to lead. And congratulations to everyone here who chose to be and gets to be a part of West Hollywood. This really is the best place. Our county office looks forward to continuing the work with all of you, the entire council and staff, as we collectively write our next chapters. God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I now believe we are going to queue up a video.
And David is heading over to queue up the video.
We know.
It's all ready to go.
We have a very special video from
We do.
someone who may or may not be here.
Hollywood. I'm Lindsay Horvath, your supervisor for the 3rd District, and I am so thrilled to join you virtually today to celebrate Danny Hang's installation to the West Hollywood City Council. Councilmember Hang, congratulations on this incredible milestone. As a former mayor and proud resident of West Hollywood, this city holds a very special place in my heart, as you know. It's a community that strives to lead with bold vision and compassionate action, and I couldn't be more excited to see you step into your role on the City Council to help shape its future. Your deep understanding of the issues West Hollywood faces, your breadth of experience, and your passion for service are what this city needs as we navigate challenging times ahead. Your years of service as a social worker are a testament to your unwavering commitment to lifting up those who have been underserved. This community deserves a champion who will tackle our greatest challenges with urgency and determination, and I know you are that leader. I want you to know that the county is here to be your partner in this work. Together, we can address the most pressing challenges facing our communities, from ensuring housing stability to promoting economic growth to protecting our most vulnerable so that West Hollywood continues to thrive. On behalf of Los Angeles County, congratulations again. We are cheering you on every step of the way.
Thank you so much, Supervisor. All right. We're going to move on to public comment. All right. The City Council values your... How many public speakers do we have, Madam City Clerk? 21?
Mayor, we have 21 in chambers, and I have about 6, I think, in Zoom.
6 in Zoom.
Yeah,
Great.
6 in Zoom.
The City Council values your comments, but pursuant to the Brown Act, the Council cannot take actions on items not listed on the posted agenda. The public comment period is limited to 20 minutes with 2 minutes allotted for each speaker. This public comment period is to address the Council on consent calendar items or other agenda items that the member of the public cannot be present at the item is considered, or items of general interest within the jurisdiction of the City Council. Another period is also reserved for general comment later in for those meeting that could not be heard at this time. Public hearing testimony will only be taken at the time of the hearing. If you go over your 2 minutes and do not respond to the city clerk's notification that your time has expired, your microphone will be muted. If you signed up to speak on both consent calendar items and general public comment, you may take this, that was moved to consent calendar, you may take this public comment period to speak on consent calendar items. You may also sign up to speak during the second public comment period for your general public comment. Lastly, speakers should not bring up any items to the podium other than a prepared written statement and or writing materials. We have 21 speakers, 6 in Zoom. How many are consent calendar items?
9 who
9.
are consent.
And I have 5 in Zoom for
Great,
consent.
so we will limit it to 20 minutes, get through the business, and then go back to the end. It shouldn't hopefully be too long. All right, if you want to start your timer, we will call our first speakers in Zoom first.
Okay. Our first speaker on consent calendar items for public comment is Sandra Hungate. Sandra, please press star 6, to unmute. Go ahead,
Good
Sandra.
evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. I am Sandra Hungate, the U.S. Director at Dignitary, the global nonprofit inspiring people and businesses to try eating vegan for January and beyond. Thank you so much for promoting plant-based initiatives in your city and leading the way. We were so happy to see you sign the plant-based treaty and are so excited to see you consider implementing Dignitary. We're also thankful that the plant-based treaty team introduced us to you. Your city is not only considering promoting the vegan challenge just to the staff, you're also encouraging your residents and businesses to participate. So you would be the first city to run such a comprehensive Veganuary program, and we can't wait to see it roll out next month. A few facts about the Workplace Challenge specifically. The Veganuary Workplace Challenge is a program that encourages employees to try vegan for a month, enhancing sustainability, employee health, and employee satisfaction. Employers like Ernst & Young, City of San Antonio, Aveda, and hundreds more have participated with their teams. Did you also know that Veganuary has many celebrity supporters such as Woody Harrelson, Billie Eilish, Maggie Bird, Joaquin Phoenix, Alicia Silverstone, Richa Morjani, and many more? Some of them even live in your area. With all the plant-based support in West Hollywood, I hope you will vote in favor of celebrating Veganuary for animals, the planet, and everyone's health. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Ellen Dent. Ellen, please press *6 to unmute.
We're excited that the City of West Hollywood is promoting Veganuary as one of several initiatives to implement under the recently signed plant-based treaty. Woohoo! I hope people will try Veganuary for the planet because animal agriculture is a leading cause of deforestation and greenhouse emissions. According to a recent Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC report, a global shift toward plant-forward eating is critical to mitigate the worst impacts of climate change. The IPCC also cites that plant-based diets can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 50% compared to the average emissions-intensive Western diet. So I hope that the West Hollywood City Council will choose to pass this life-changing and planet-preserving resolution today. Special thanks to Vice Mayor Chelsea Byers for championing this effort, along with support from Yvonne Corker, Andy Lovano, and Jennifer Toro, and anyone else I may have missed. Thank you for your help. Thank you so much for your time and consideration, and I hope that this resolution passes tonight.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Chris Shepard. Chris, please press *6 to unmute. Chris, if you can hear me, please press *6 to unmute. Okay, we'll go to our next speaker, Ariana Miri. There you go.
Hi, thank you so much. First of all, big congratulations, Mayor Erickson and Councilmember Danny Hang. I'm also joining in asking the council to move forward with implementing Veganuary in WeHo. You know, when people mention they want to go vegan, they're usually worried about like accessibility and ease, and having Veganuary would not only offer support to those who want to transition, but also it would offer awareness and education to those who maybe are unaware of the benefits of like a plant-based diet. So a huge one being health. Of course, you know, research has shown that vegans have a reduced risk of the world's biggest killers, including heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Not to mention extending compassion to the animals. People love animals and they want to be healthy, and Veganuary would be an incredible step forward. I know there's been some wicked references, and I just hope West Hollywood decides to also hold space for Veganuary. So thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Joey Kane. Joey, please press *6 to unmute.
Good evening, council members, Mayor Erickson, Vice Mayor Byers, who will soon be Mayor Byers, and as well the city staff. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak tonight. First of all, I want to congratulate Mayor Erickson and newly elected Councilmember Hang. I look forward to seeing the great work you will both do in your respective terms. And my name is Joey. I'm a local plant-based 3D campaigner born and raised in Los Angeles. I appreciate all the work the city has already done to fight for a plant-based food system, including serving plant-based by default at their events and calling on the ratification of an international plant-based treaty as a companion piece to the Paris Climate Accord. I'm calling to speak about F4 and look forward to the city passing this resolution. January is such an amazing way to bring awareness to the issue of building a more sustainable food system. I'm also looking forward to seeing how this resolution will normalize a plant-based food system, and I hope many people in West Hollywood participate in this awesome challenge. Thank you all so much again, and I look forward to seeing the ways that West Hollywood continues to innovate in the fight for social and environmental justice. And have a great night, everyone.
We'll try one more time for our last speaker on consent. Chris Shepard, please press *6 to unmute. You'll have 2 minutes.
Hi, good evening, Council Mayor and Vice Mayor. Sorry about that technical difficulty. My name is Chris Shepard. I'm the U.S. Corporate Engagement Manager for January, and I just quickly wanted to share some of the exciting ways January is looking forward to working with businesses in West Hollywood and around the country as well. Last year, more than 400 U.S. businesses participated in January, launching new products, restaurant menu items, lots of well-known restaurant chains, including Hard Rock Cafe, Just Salad, introduced new plant-based menu items to celebrate January, and a lot of smaller independent restaurants also helped and joined in to help people find healthy and sustainable options for favorite local spots. Some other participants in the area like Veggie Grill, Ike's Love and Sandwiches, Salt and Straw, and smaller independents like Barron and Butcher's Daughter, and many, many more. Students at UCLA also ran a January campaign on their campus, while the university itself recently committed to serve 50% plant-based menu items on campus by 2027 with the support of the Humane Society of the United States. We're looking forward to the possibility of having West Hollywood businesses adopt this resolution and supporting the city's efforts to promote sustainable and health-promoting food options. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're going to move back to in-council chambers. Great. And remember, if your item is on consent, you don't have to take up your full 2 minutes if you don't want to. But you are entitled to your full 2 minutes. So there you go, because I'm sure you'll get an email about that comment. Anyways, Kevin Burton on item B9, to be followed by Eric DeBobeloff about item B16.
Good evening, council members. I'm Kevin Burton, a resident of West Hollywood, and congratulations to Mayor Erickson and newly elected council member Hang. I appreciate both of you being on the council. I am here to comment on item B9, which has to do with allowing tenants to install window air conditioners in their apartments. When this first came to council many years ago, brought by Councilmember Horvath, I spoke in favor of it, as did many people who are here in the chambers tonight, including John Erickson. And we thought it was a very good idea because it's a big problem for a lot of tenants. And I'm not going to comment on staff's arguments of why it's impractical and there might be a legal difficulty that the city attorney raised, but I will comment on one brief mention in the staff report where they said the city can consider options, but there's no mention of what those options may be. And I would like to suggest that most of these very hot apartments that either have no air conditioning or the single window air conditioner is not nearly enough, more is needed, are on the top floor of two-story buildings built before the mid-1970s, when state building code required insulation to be put into attics. Most of these older apartment buildings, top floors and the hot roof, do not have insulation. And the tenants don't realize this. A lot of the managers don't realize it. Why is the top floor so hot? Well, it's just the building. It's not the building. There's no insulation. And I would like to suggest that the city require landlords to retrofit their buildings to install insulation. It's easy, not difficult, not an undue financial burden. So please consider that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eric, to be followed by Victor Olmanchenko.
Good evening. I'm Eric Darbeloff. I'm the president of West Hollywood West Resident Association. I just want to congratulate Mayor Erickson as well as Councilmember Hang on their election, and I would like to thank them for supporting the staff recommendation on item B16, and we're really looking forward to working with all of you this year. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks for all that you do. Victor Omenchenko to be followed by Cesar Azevedo.
Victor Omolchenko, West Hollywood resident. Oh, on to government business. Well, let me tell you, I really like seeing that you are considering ceasing processing a zone text amendment that would allow for even greater projections above the allowed height for hotel rooftop structures. I know that colleagues and friends of mine who live in the vicinity of such hotels along our iconic Sunset Boulevard, as well as around those hotels that are sprinkled through our residential neighborhoods, they are relieved at seeing this particular item. Going on to item F4 that was moved to consent, Veganuary. Well, as a in a former life, I worked for the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service. It still operates the food stamp program, now called SNAP, the Women, Infants, Children program, the National School Lunch program. And years ago, we tried very hard to work with the public, get information to the public about the food pyramid and how important it is to put more fresh fruits and vegetables into your diet. So, yay for this resolution. There's always an adventure at the supermarket. I have to show you these. I have show and tells. I just have to show you these. These are tiny little eggplants that are called graffiti eggplants, available at various supermarkets. They almost look like Christmas ornaments that you could put on your tree, but they're also delicious roasted, and they're only 2 points under the Weight Watchers program that I'm dealing with now. And then one last thing, I know you're going to be looking at a new fee schedule for historic preservation fee permits, and I just want to say, as a board member of the West Hollywood Preservation Alliance, in the next year, you'll be hearing more from us, not just now, but it's going to be an update from us in the new year to you about 3 very tantalizing historic preservation issues that will be coming across your dais for consideration through the new year 2025. So we look forward on giving you that update in the new year, and congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Victor. Next up, we have Cesar Azevedo to be followed by Daniel Moreno. Are you all coming up together? Yes, because we want to make it quick. Great. I love it. Let's do it. Plant-based people, you show up. I say this every... Okay, go. I'm taking it.
We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much, Council. Congratulations. So amazing. And those eggplants are really delicious. I love to put them on pizza. Yeah, we're very excited about Veganuary. We believe it's a win-win-win, and it's a great way to begin a brand new year. So thank you so much. Make it quick, and then I'm going to pass it over. My name is Cesar Acevedo with Plant-Based Treaty. So thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Hello, y'all. Again, I want to extend our congratulations to Mayor Erickson and for Councilmember Hung for your reelection. I want to just touch on this really briefly. I'm grateful that you guys are adopting this, and what I would like to talk about is just that this summer was our coldest summer that we're going to have going forward. So I appreciate you doing this and considering this, because I know that for me, my future, my family, my little one, we don't want to struggle here, and especially I've grown up in Los Angeles, and I didn't like the Valley for those reasons why it was so hot. I love this area, so I'm really grateful for you guys. So if we can please consider this, go vegan, adopt the plant-based treaty, and if you can, please sign and endorse the plant-based treaty. Thank you, y'all.
Good evening, Council. Congratulations, Mayor Erickson, for winning your reelection, and congratulations, Council Member Hang. Thank you all for your services. My name is Sam, and I'm a campaigner with Plant-Based Treaty. Good to see you all again. After West Hollywood endorsed Plant-Based Treaty back in October, we began our work on various plant-based initiatives, because West Hollywood recognizes that a plant-based food system is more sustainable, better for the environment, and can fight climate change. You have taken the time and effort to implement simple campaigns to raise awareness. So thank you for taking our suggestions of promoting plant-based eating for the month of January. Veganuary is a really simple campaign with high impact. And finally, I want to give a special shout out to Vice Mayor Byers, Arts and Cultural Affairs Commissioner Mito Avelis, and LA City Council Member Paul Koretz for being champions of Plant-Based Treaty. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Is John Hayes here? Come on down.
Yeah, I'm wearing my vegan merch, sorry. Let's see, I was gonna wing this a bit, but I have some notes here. So I'm glad we're doing this. I'm obviously vegan, I think it's pretty obvious. And I am glad that you're doing this. I fully support Veganuary and what is this, item F4. A few other things that haven't been mentioned besides the incredible cruelty that's inexcusable for something that's just a habit or a tradition, which we're all pretty much grown with. I grew up eating this stuff myself, and I stopped 13 years ago. By the way, I'm also a native of LA County, and I've been in West Hollywood for 22 years. The other things besides cruelty and the environmental issues and the health issues, pandemics are caused by animals being used by people for the most part, and antibiotics are negatively affected by animals that get lots of injections to keep them safe. So that's it. And if you call yourself an environmentalist, I think you should be a vegan. Otherwise, I find that kind of questionable. All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Ramsey Stepemere? Nope. All right, Jackie Steele to be followed by what? All right, we're gonna have Ramsey's go, and then Ms. Steele will have you go right after. He's coming.
I was prevented from speaking on item B9 concerning homelessness last council meeting. I was told that the item was going to be moved at the end, and I'll speak on it at the end, but then the end came and you blocked me from speaking. I commented my speech on the mayor's Facebook page, but he blocked me. I'm against the homeless pledge. As a homeless person, over the last year, I've absorbed over 800 homeless West Hollywood. 96% of them need institutionalization. More than 80% of them were actively using drugs. Your pledge means nothing more than a style over substance logical fallacy. As the mayor committed a hasty generalization fallacy as he sped through it, and California as a whole commits a sunk cost fallacy as we've spent over $20 billion over the past 4 years and with little to show. The way to solve homelessness is institutionalization and direct voucher system to local landlords, not money laundered to your NGOs. This passive-aggressive, incompetent mayor need not block me or prevent me from speaking and tread on my First Amendment rights. Democrats are in a cult that suppress freedom of speech now. You hate freedom and you hate America. I'm gay, I'm homeless, and I'm an atheist, and I've voted for Trump because Democrats took away more of my rights than Republicans. First Amendment gone, Second Amendment gone, safety and security gone, I'm being assaulted or robbed once a month, affordable housing gone through building code bureaucracy, affordable gas gone, I've had my gas siphoned. You turn your city into an open-air drug den, and the word on the street is you Democratic government are the ones selling the drugs. You condone crime and don't prosecute it, and you wonder, well, why people are turning Republican. Because Democrats can't govern. The mayor need not herald himself as a hero when he's ignored me for a year. Thanks to John, I've now transitioned into a Republican.
Thank you, Ramses. Congratulations on your transition. Jackie Steele to be followed by Warren Brand.
Good evening, Council. Before I forget and get caught up, I do want to say, Vice Mayor Byers, as the queer woman on council, we are so excited to see how you lead and how you continue to advance women. So very excited for you, and thank you for your truth, your progressive voice, your willingness to work with others, and always showing up and always taking the call. I wanted to congratulate, of course, Danny Hang and John Erickson on your appointments and winning your race. I wanted to talk just personally for a second. In the last year and a half, I've undergone some very severe personal loss. That's required me to step out of public life quite a bit, as you know. And of course, Councilmember Shine was there. But I know that Mayor Erickson, despite everything that was going on, would call me after the loss of my two brothers and check on me and ask if I needed anything and had I eaten that day and do I need food. And I said, John, you got a campaign. Why are you calling me? And thank you. And Danny Hang offered the same grace, compassion, and community. And that's community, and that is leadership. And I just wanted to acknowledge personally, professionally, and community-wise, and thank you. I have a red thread that's around my left wrist, and that was given to me by Jewish women of color for allyship and as a thread of strength in times where I needed it. You have both been threads of strength in times where I needed it, and I want to thank you for that. And they said, you know, you'll know when you're ready to step back into public life. And I said, well, how will I know when I'm ready? And they said, because the thread will break, but you won't. And I want that to be a reminder to the both of you, to all of you in serving community, and mostly and very importantly to our LGBTQ community as we step into very murky waters coming in 2025. Remember, you will not break. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Steele. Colleagues, we have like 6 people left. Do you want to get through them and then get done with it? Is that okay? We done? Okay, great. We're going to call up Warren Brand to be followed by Alec White, who I think left, which is fine, to be then followed by, so Warren Brand followed by Richard Maggio.
Hey everyone, my name is Warren Brand. I have a company called Branded Arts that produces public art projects around the world. We installed the temporary mural right outside these doors here at the WeHo Library in partnership with equalmeansequal.org. The mural features portraits of community members and boldly says, publish the Equal Rights Amendment, make the call. Equal Means Equal is a nonprofit dedicated to the immediate publication, adoption, and enforcement of the Equal Rights Amendment, ERA, to the U.S. Constitution. We'll be taking down the mural this week, and I just wanted to say that I believe in equal rights for all, regardless of gender, ethnicity, etc. That's why I chose to be part of this project. Check out equalmeansequal.org. I want to thank the incredible people here at the WeHo Library, including Larissa Fuchs, Kevin Trudeau, Dapo Akinsuko, and all of the staff, the workers, the facilities, security. You've all been so amazing. Every public art project has different obstacles, and I just want to thank you all so much for your continued partnership and support. I'd love to see another permanent mural here someday. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Warren. Richard Maggio to be followed by Anthony Viewlin. Richard is gone. Anthony Viewlin to be followed by Genevieve Morel.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Viewlin. I'm a resident of West Hollywood for almost 20 years, owner of the Collective Realty, and a member of the Business License Commission. I wanted to acknowledge Seppi and thank her for her service. I know that it was a rough year, but I wanted to remind her of something that happened during Pride. During Pride, Seppi, you were on stage and you said, you know, I'm the first out Iranian elected public official in West Hollywood. And there was a lady next to me who just like froze. And she was so excited. And she goes, is she really lesbian? Is she really queer? What's going on? And she's elected? I've never heard of such a thing. And Seppi, you really inspired her, and you inspire people whether you know it or not. Oh, I think I just lost all my notes. That's okay. Mayor Erickson, congratulations on your re-election. Chelsea, congratulations on stepping into your new role. And I wanted to acknowledge especially Danny. I've had the honor of serving with Danny on the Business License Commission, and I can tell you that when we have our public hearings, things that I've noticed the way that he serves when we're in front of business owners who are trying to make a plea to do something to help their business, and we have to decide whether it's right or wrong for the city. Danny has always been thoughtful. He's always been very open-minded. He loves the residents of the city and the visitors that come here as well. But I think most importantly, what I've really admired about Danny is that every decision he makes really comes from compassion. And I really look up to him for that, and I know that he's going to bring that to the council for all of us residents in West Hollywood. So congratulations, Danny. I look forward to everything you're going to be doing in the upcoming years. And nice to see you all. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Anthony. Genevieve Morel to be followed by Jordan Slack. Is Jordan still here?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council, Genevieve Morel, President and CEO of the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations, Mayor Erickson and Councilmember Hang. Mayor Erickson, we have a long history. I hope we can work together and find that kindness that Danny Hang talked about and collaborate. I think there's so much that brings us together that we all can agree upon. I look forward to that. I want to really take from that benediction that we had in the beginning. I think that that really is about how we work with each other, how we collaborate, we find compromise. You know, being the Chamber of Commerce, we're not always going to agree on policy, and I hope we all try to not take it personally, but it's really about our position we take when we advocate, and we want to come together with you, find compromise, collaborate, work together, as Councilmember Hang had said earlier, and find consensus with respect and kindness. Really look forward to working with you, Vice Mayor Byers, when you come in as mayor as well, and the term that you've had already. I've enjoyed working with you and collaborating on certain things, especially the arts and Sunset Strip and a lot of things going on there. And I just think we have a lot of work to do. And it starts tomorrow, as you said. And we're here for you. Please, I'll reach out to me, and let's get the work done, because we have more in common than we have apart. Thank you.
Thanks, Genevieve. Jordan Slack, to be followed by Jacob Shaw and David Wood.
Hey, I'm Jordan, resident, longtime voter in West Hollywood. When we first locked down in the pandemic, I had this realization that I don't live in LA, and we have our own city government for our 2-mile little queer town. And that's when I first discovered the first John Erickson campaign. Like now, it was a dark time in national politics. But John's progressive campaign gave me hope that at least on the local level, we could win. Since then, I've become a scholar of politics and community development. And I actually got a lesson today that I wanted to share something from a mentor of mine. He said, communities thrive when they have strong leaders. And you can't get things done for them without the community participating. And for me, that's exactly what's made Mayor Erickson such a strong leader. He's put this principle into practice since day one. He took my call and heard out my laundry list of ideas and demands. Of course, I wasn't always being realistic. If you know, you know. But he listened, and he said, okay, let's see what's feasible. And he's done that his entire term. Whether it was the barber shop struggling to get back on their feet after a car crashed into them, or my disabled senior neighbor who's having trouble getting her bus card, and John called her directly to help out. That's why I was proud to support both John Erickson and Danny Hang for City Council. I also want to congratulate soon-to-be Mayor Byers. It's a long time coming. And say Godspeed in all your endeavors to former Councilmember Seppi Shine. I look forward to working with all of you as we face this extreme right-wing government and perhaps the most terrifying thing of all, bike lanes on Fountain Avenue. Thanks.
Thank you, Jordan. Jacob Shaw and David Wood, to be followed by Mike Nuttall.
You want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. David Wood, Chairman of the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. In the spirit of the holiday season, again, we come in peace. So we're here to congratulate Mr. Erickson, Mayor Erickson, for his election and re-election, and Danny Hang for your election to the City Council of West Hollywood. As Mayor Erickson said, elections are hard, they're difficult, they're gut-wrenching, especially if you're not exactly on the other side, if you're on the other side. So we found ourselves on the other side, but we move on. And I think, as Jen Morrill said, we have a lot more in common than we do apart, and we look forward to building bridges, or mending bridges and rebuilding bridges to the City Council. Thank you.
All right, I've prepared a 35-minute speech, so I'm hoping I can get it in this 1 minute. But I wanted to say that what do we say at these public comments is important, because it kind of gives us a chance to share what we're experiencing day to day. And it's important to me to share that when all these different people were running for election. Danny King came to my office and he said, let's talk. What do you need? What's going on in the city? What could I do if I was elected? If I was elected, what would that mean to you and what have you? And we had a candid conversation and he followed me around to my many businesses on the street as I was running around doing 27 different jobs, and he listened and he was compassionate. And I feel like, although we may disagree on some things, I feel like the people on this board I respect tremendously, and I'm so honored to be part of this community and thankful for what you do for us. So don't let that get lost in all the translation. We appreciate you all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jacob and David. Happy holidays, and we'll see you very soon. Mike Nuttall to be followed by Kevin Barry.
Hi, thank you. I just wanted to say quickly thank you to all of you. I was reading an article the other day about Huntington Beach where they're banning books and telling us how people can't live. And worse, I'm grateful, and I think so many people are, for the job that you guys do in supporting us, and thank you. My next comment is for the city manager. I've not met you before, but hello. I just want to say that I come into City Hall a lot and bother your employees, so they probably know me. But there's one specific one that I just wanted to give a shout out to because he's done such an amazing job and I think he deserves it. But it's Randy Feindash. He's a great employee. He's always helpful, smiling, and I just can't say enough nice things about him. So I thought he deserved public recognition of that. The next thing that I'm always very excited about is trash. Since I was here before and updated you guys that I made a resolution a few years ago to pick up trash in the neighborhood. And the last time I was here, my beat is from Santa Monica to Melrose, and then from West Knoll over to Huntley. So that area is very clean all the time. But at the last time I was here, I picked up 400 bags of trash. I'm now at 600 bags of trash, and some of the things that I've learned from it, I just kind of wanted to tell everyone. Windy days with Athens are the worst. There's just trash everywhere from the wind, not Athens' fault. Sunday fun day, I just want to go to the bars and be like, if you leave your trash in my streets, I'm going to send you a notice. And then construction sites dump so much trash into our streets. But the one thing that I did learn overall was I used to do 2 bags a day when I'm walking in the morning and the evening. But in my neighborhood, I only do 1 bag a day now because other people have actually joined in the process. And I think for the holiday season, it's just something to take away and that we learn. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Kevin Barry to be followed by, and thank you for your service, Kevin Barry to be followed by Bonnie Hyde.
First, I'd just like to thank Councilmember Shine for her leadership and dedication and say she's made a lasting impact on West Hollywood. Mayor Erickson, and want to congratulate you on your well-deserved re-election. Your steadfast leadership and tireless advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights, equity, and sustainability have also made an impact here in West Hollywood, and I look forward to seeing the progress you'll continue to make and lead in your next term. Congratulations as well to Councilmember Hang on your election to the council, your commitment to public service, your thoughtful approach to community issues, and dedication to uplifting residents will bring a valuable perspective to this council. Both of you represent the best of us, and I'm excited to see how your leadership will continue to shape the city moving forward. I also want to say thank you to all of the council. As a resident here, I am proud to have each of you represent us for what you stand for and the ethics you show on a daily basis. So thank you all and happy holidays.
Thank you, Kevin. Bonnie Hyde to be followed by Jacob Hike, who's our last public commenter. Oh, hi, Bonnie.
Good evening, council members and mayor. Bonnie Hyde here, president of the American-Born Chinese Foundation. First of all, wanted to really thank the council for your support for our LA Kids Book Festival to enforce the AAPI children's literacy and inclusion. And we are really thrilled and want to congratulate Councilmember Danny Hang for your election to the West Hollywood City Council. This is a really significant achievement that speaks to your dedication, leadership, and your commitment to serving our community. And I wanted to add that just really on a personal level, I see you as the son of immigrants, and I feel very proud and hopeful for my own children who are, the future children of an immigrant, which is what I am. And I know that representation truly matters. And just the simple fact that you had the courage to run for office, as an Asian American, even to me, the culture just calls for us to keep our heads down and not make any noises. And I'm just so, so, so proud of you for being so brave and taking this step and truly putting in the work and being able to sit here today to represent all of us. And I feel very proud and hopeful for my children, for the future generation of AAPI community to feel seen and to be represented. And I'm so excited to see the work that you're about to be doing here for this amazing city. And thank you for the city and the residents for voting you in and really putting you in this position. And I'm just very hopeful and thankful and proud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. Jacob, who is our last public commenter, to be followed by citizen position slips. We have one in Zoom.
I don't want to say you save the best for last, but just kidding. My name is Jacob Hake. I am Vice Chair of the LA County Democratic Party, and it is an honor and a pleasure to be here with our newly elected Councilmember Danny Hang. And congratulations on your re-election, John. We are so proud and honored of the work that you guys have done leading up to this. Your involvement in the party and grassroots, the passion you have for the work that you do. We've cried together, we've had victories together, we've been frustrated together, we've had beers together, but we are extremely proud to see where you're at today. And I need to say that it starts at home, and say thank you to your parents for what you've done under the union leadership and the hard work that the moms do. I grew up in a single family home, and my mom just pushed hard. So I'm gonna say mom probably pulled the weight here, but we are so proud of you guys. This is a new chapter. What you have done up here has been a beacon of hope for our nation. And the work you continue to do is more important today than ever before. I'm not gonna talk doom and gloom and everything else, but us pulling together, party and electeds, and I was just so amazed to see how many elected officials came out to congratulate you two. The work that you guys do here, it really means a lot, the support you guys have, but just know that you have a partner in the Democratic Party, thick and thin. Whenever you need us, we will be there. When we need you, we will call on you, but let's continue the work. I'm excited about the work ahead of you guys, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. We'll go to Zoom. Is it?
Our final speaker is Adam Darvish. Adam, press *6. You'll go ahead.
Oh, great. Good evening. Congratulations, John and Danny. I know both of you on a personal level. I believe in you and your values. Also, I'm proud of Vice Mayor Myers and Councilmember Meister and Councilmember Heilman for the years that you've served the city. I know it's hard and takes a lot away from your personal life. My message tonight is focused on quality of life, healthy city, not a cannabis city, safe and clean streets. And I also wanted to read you a quick inspirational quote from a quote from a poet that's a Persian poet from 700 years ago. And here it is. Let the beauty of what you love be what you do. It is your light that lights the world at West Hollywood. So thank you so much for your service.
Thank you, Adam. Citizen position slips, Madam City Clerk. And for the public hearing, if staff wants to come on down and start getting ready.
Thank you, Mayor. The following individuals submitted citizen petition slips in support of item B16, Wendy Goldman and Victor Omolchenko of West Hollywood.
Thank you so much. Mr. City Manager, your report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and City Council members. I want to add my congratulations to you, Mayor John Erickson, on your re-election, and to you, Councilmember Danny Hang, on your election to the City Council. I'm looking forward to working with this new council in the new year. I also want to congratulate Bob Chung, our Senior Transportation Planner in the Long Range Planning Division, who will be retiring at the end of this month. Bob has served the city for over 15 years, and we wish him the best in his retirement. And I want to wish everyone happy holidays. That concludes my comments.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk, may we get a report on the fiscal impact of the consent calendar?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. The fiscal impact on tonight's consent calendar with the addition of items F1, F2, F3, and F4, and the removal of item B17 is $77,500 in expenditures, $0 in revenue, and $0 in waived fees.
Move to approve.
Second. We have a motion and a second to approve tonight's consent calendar. Councilmember Heilman.
Aye.
Councilmember Meister.
Aye.
Councilmember Hang.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Mayor Erickson.
Aye.
And the motion passes 5-0.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We are going to move along to our only public hearing tonight for our wonderful staff. Do we have any members of the public speaking on this item?
One signed up.
Wonderful. So if we could just get an abbreviated report on what parts are mandated by the state and what parts aren't, I think that would be helpful. Do my colleagues want any other major?
I don't need a staff report because I believe this is almost all mandated by
Yeah.
the state.
Yeah, so if you could just go through that quickly for us, and then we'll.
Thank you, Mayor. Nick Marisich, Community Development Director. I'll hand it off to Tahira Ferris, Senior Planner.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. So I will keep this brief. There were two bills signed by the governor in September of this year, and that is AB 2533 and SB 1211. If we are not in compliance with those bills by January 1st, then our entire ADU ordinance would be null and void, and so in order to remain compliant, we are implementing these on kind of a fast-track timeline with an urgency ordinance this evening. So previously, state law prohibited a local jurisdiction from denying a permit to legalize an unpermitted ADU that was constructed before January 1st of 2018, with one exception that if corrections were needed to protect health and safety, then a city could deny that. So the changes that are implemented by AB 2533 expand the protections not only to ADUs but to JADUs. It moves the construction cutoff date to January 1st, 2020, and it also replaces the exception for denial to reference a specific section of the Health and Safety Code, which is referencing substandard buildings. So that would be the grounds for denial of an unpermitted ADU or JADU. And then SB 1211 addresses replacement parking requirements. So previously, ADUs that were removing any covered parking would not be required to replace that with the construction of an ADU. This expands the protections for uncovered parking that is being removed with an ADU, so that's the expansion there. This state bill also adds a definition for livable space to clarify when ADUs can be converted in multifamily structures, and it also increases the number of detached ADUs that are permitted on a multifamily lot with existing primary dwellings, so from 2 to 8 potential detached ADUs. So, oh, I'm sorry. And you wanted to know what is not mandated by state. So we are just taking the opportunity to clarify some objective standards within our ADU ordinance. So the state does mandate that any standards applied to ADUs must be objective, and we are clarifying what those are in relation to front yard setbacks and FAR and how that's calculated, and then also including architectural standards and clarifying measurement of height. The final thing that we are doing is we are implementing a new permit review type, so it will be an ADU permit. This is really just an administrative change. We're not changing how we process these applications, but this is specifically for ADUs that don't qualify for a building permit only review and have some additional specific objective standards to comply with. They will be required to get an ADU permit, and so there's a fee resolution attached to that as well. So that's the end there. I'm happy to answer any questions. Staff is aware also of a comment letter that was received in regard to some of the language that's in the ADU ordinance. We did consult with our city attorney on that, and so we do believe that we are in compliance with everything, but staff is happy to answer any questions.
Great. Do my colleagues have any questions or comments? Go ahead, Councilmember Meister.
Yes, thank you. So the comment letter that you're referring to is the one about the windows?
Yes, the line of sight reference.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I guess my question is, did this go through at all, that part of it go to the Urban Design and Architecture Studio?
It did, yes.
And they felt that that was the right thing to do in terms of?
Yeah, sorry, it went through our urban designer, which is the review process that we have now internally. So it would be our urban designer, not the Urban Design and Architecture Studio.
Right. So
but yeah, so they're aware of that standard, and the requirement is that there's adequate screening, so it could be landscaping or fences to screen that line of sight, and so they were comfortable with having that option.
Okay, but the concern of the person who wrote the letter said that it was like a cave. So in other words, that it wasn't going to be. It wasn't really following state law in that it wasn't giving the freedom to actually have something that's livable.
So the letter that the state, or the comment letter referenced a separate letter that HCD provided to another jurisdiction. When we looked at the language that they provided, the understanding is that there are different reviewers within HCD that have different interpretations of what constitutes an objective standard in that regard, and so they have been comfortable with that language with some jurisdictions, and I guess with that jurisdiction they were not. So staff does have an alternative language that we could propose, but alternatively, we are required to submit the ADU ordinance to the state within 60 days of adoption, and they'll go through a review process at that time. So there's a couple options.
So I guess is one of the options that we can submit this without the requirement on the windows and have that be something that our UDAS looks at, or alternatively, your alternative language, whatever that is, or alternatively, that we approve this, but we direct staff to look at this issue of the windows and go to UDAS to at least get some. I mean, we have this resource. We might as well use it.
If I could just add a point of clarification, the question I think that's being raised in the comment letter and with respect to the other jurisdiction is whether or not this is a permissible type of regulation for ADUs to say that you can't have a direct line of sight from windows or doors. And so whether or not that can be included, that's, I think, what the question is that's being raised. It's been included in some jurisdictions, ADU ordinances, without any issue being raised. It's been flagged in other jurisdictions as possibly an issue, and so there's some inconsistency coming from the state on this. So as Tahir was just specifying, if the council moved forward with the staff recommendation, this ordinance would go to HCD for review within 60 days, and we would get some clarity from them as to the discrepancy that we've been seeing play out across different jurisdictions.
So then what I would suggest is that if we decide to approve this, that we do so also with a letter specifically saying that there is that contradicting, interpretations, and that, we are open to hearing, for them to resolve it.
I think alternatively, we could wait to see if the state does have an issue, because if they don't have an issue, then we don't necessarily need to flag it for them. So that's another option.
I believe in transparency. If there are contradictions across jurisdictions in the state, I think the state needs to resolve it. So I think we should, it's not saying that they shouldn't approve our ordinance or that we're not complying, because we're complying on the things that we need to comply with.
Sure. Just a reminder that we did consult that with city attorney, so that was the direction we got from city attorney.
The direction was?
The direction was that we could either opt to change language right now if we really wanted to, or we could just submit it as is and wait and see. I understand it takes kind of a while for HCD to review things.
Yeah, I think either of those options would be fine. And it could be because certain, every jurisdiction's a little bit different. We're so dense, and so they're a lot closer than in other jurisdictions where they're farther apart. So there could be a reason that they've given a little bit of inconsistent responses in the past. That we don't know, but we're comfortable with the language as is based on the way HCD has reviewed other similar ordinances in the state.
I mean, I'm just saying that, we've seen that HCD in the state has basically had a one-size-fits-all approach to all of their policies that they've sent our way. So I would just, it would make me feel better to know that they're actually looking at that. And if the reason is that we're a different, our city looks different than another city, that's fine. But I'd like to get that clarification before we end up getting, some kind of pushback later.
So
I'm just saying we should.
Just to clarify, then the action that would be to, when the city transmits the ordinance to HCD as we're required to do, that we would call attention to this in that transmittal letter to the state, that we're looking for their further review of that? Is that what you're, I just want to clarify.
I mean, I would be comfortable with that, just saying, yes, we are sending in our ZTA, we're in compliance, but we do have concerns about the fact that there are different interpretations on this, and we would, like to have that resolved.
All right, let's move on to other comments and questions from colleagues. Councilmember Heilman, do you have anything you would like to add?
Well, I would maybe take a much stronger view of the state, because year after year they tell us to amend the ADU ordinance and they never get it right. And so the next year we have to amend it yet again. Why don't they just give us the damn ordinance they want us to adopt, rather than forcing our staff to waste time to draft an ordinance when we really have no control? It's very frustrating. I know the state thinks that our state housing crisis is going to be solved by amending the ADU ordinance, but it's not. So I'm in favor of flagging this, but I think we should just submit the ordinance that has been presented and let them know that we relied on the information that they provided on this particular position. However, there are contrary views, and they need to get their house in order, rather than putting cities at risk every time they make an amendment to the ADU law.
Great. Vice Mayor Byers?
Because we're so sort of in the mindset that there are consequences when we don't do something that the state is asking us to do, we'll transmit the ordinance that we may adopt tonight to the state. They give us feedback and say it's wrong. We have to make an update. It's not much more than that. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so I am definitely in favor of eliminating as much back and forth. If my colleagues want to make sure that this is flagged explicitly so we don't have, in support of eliminating that sort of back and forth potential, that sounds fine to me. But it sounds like what we're passing is what they're asking us to pass tonight.
Yeah, I want to make sure I understand that question again. So if we don't flag it for them, we submit the ordinance. If they have no issues, they have no issues.
They have no issues. That's great.
If they do, they'll let us know, and then we change it, and that's kind of how it goes. If we flag it, then we kind of open up the door and create that conversation.
That's fine.
Well, maybe we should just submit it and then separately write an ordinance or write a letter to them separate from this, letting them know that there seems to be some kind of inconsistency, or have somebody in the community write that letter rather than it being attached to our ordinance.
Great. Councilmember Hay, do you have anything to add?
Thank you, Mayor. I don't want to belabor the point. I agree with my colleagues on this. Thank you.
So, Councilmember Hyman, would you like to make the motion?
Well, I think the recommendation is to adopt this on an urgency, to waive further reading and adopt this on an urgency basis, and to also introduce this on a regular basis. And then I would ask our staff separately to let the State Housing Department know that there is an inconsistency with respect to this language, but to do that separately from submitting the ordinance.
I'll second that.
Wonderful. We have a motion and a second. Let's go to a vote.
Before I do a voice vote, I would
You
like
have to read the ordinance,
the title
yes.
of the ordinances into the record, please. The first one is an urgency ordinance of the City of West Hollywood amending section 19.36.310 of chapter 19.36, section 19.42.020, and section 19.42.040 of chapter 19.42, and adding chapter 19.43 ADU permit to title 19 of the City of West Hollywood Municipal Code relating to accessory dwelling units and junior accessory dwelling units, and finding the action to be statutorily exempt from CEQA under Public Resources Code section 21080.17. And we are also introducing on first reading an ordinance of the City of West Hollywood amending section 19.36.310 of chapter 19.36, section 19.42.020, and section 19.42.040 of chapter 19.42, and adding chapter 19.43 ADU permit to title 19 of the City of West Hollywood Municipal Code relating to accessory dwelling units and junior accessory dwelling units, and finding the action to be statutorily exempt from CEQA under Public Resources Code section 21080.17. And with that, I
And
will
we
do-
also are including closing the public hearing as a part of that motion.
And confirming that the motion includes the resolution in the packet as well.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
so
go
the
there.
motion on the floor is to adopt the urgency ordinance this evening, introduce an ordinance on first reading, adopt a resolution, close the public hearing, and also to direct staff separately to send a letter to HCD indicating that there are inconsistencies with their guidance when it regards junior accessory dwelling units. Is that the motion on the floor, Councilmember Howman? Perfect.
Yes.
Now I'll do a voice vote. Councilmember Howman.
Aye.
Wait.
He said yes.
Hold on.
I think that just the point of clarification is that the letter would be in regards to the line of sight provisions
Okay.
as opposed to the junior ADU.
Okay. Line of sight provision.
Great.
Councilmember Howman.
Aye.
Councilmember Meister.
Aye.
Councilmember Hang.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Mayor Erickson.
Aye.
And the motion passes 5-0.
Great. We are now going to move on to our last item of business. That is item F5, election of mayor and vice mayor. We don't really need a staff report. Do my colleagues have any questions for staff on this item? It's very complicated. No? I'm going to now I would like to move that we elect Vice Mayor Chelsea Byers as our next mayor.
I'd like to second that, please.
And
All
we
right.
have a second from Councilmember Heilman. I think he got it in. And so I'll do a voice vote. Councilmember Heilman.
Aye.
Councilmember Meister.
Aye.
Councilmember Hang.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Mayor Erickson.
Aye.
Congratulations. Our next mayor is Mayor Byers, and she will be installed next month.
Well, I would like to make a nomination for the next vice mayor, and I would like to nominate Councilmember John Heilman.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for Councilmember Heilman to be the next vice mayor. Councilmember Heilman.
Aye.
Councilmember Meister.
Aye.
Councilmember Hang.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Byers.
Aye.
Mayor Erickson.
Aye.
And we have a new vice mayor as well. Thank you.
Wonderful. We have no excluded consent. Do we have any more public commenters? We do. All right. Ramses, come back on up.
The mayor is just another white man that talks down to minorities, women, and the homeless. I'm sick and tired of watching the mayor talk down to his elder council member Meister. You need not to talk down to old ladies on my behalf, especially when it comes to the homeless. You're a true Midwestern because your passive aggressiveness exudes from all your orifices, all of your holes. Scream passif. The mayor should know that what passif means in French, as he used taxpayer money to visit Paris. Passif, ça veut dire bottom. And you're very much giving passive-aggressive, sexually frustrated bottom. Every council meeting, all I hear is, The mayor won by 28%. What kind of democracy is that? We need ranked choice voting. The mayor incited violence against a peaceful Trump caravan by calling people to resist them, but more people resisted voting for you than Trump by percentage in California. So resist what? I became a Republican exactly because of your divisive, passive-aggressive, and toxic leadership. You deserve Trump. Half the country votes Republican, so you might as well compromise and work with Republicans. You're also a hypocrite because you go to DC to support trans people using the bathroom, but just upstairs, the library bathroom is locked during business hours, and one has to push a button, be monitored by a camera, and in order to be let in. Democrats want to cry wolf and then go howl. Democrats throw the baby, the bathwater, the affordable housing, everything in the house, and then you're worrying about the bathroom. Trump won because he went to McDonald's while Democrats went to Beyonce. You've become elitist and disregarded the working class, and you call them garbage. So the garbage mobilized, upcycled themselves, and then voted for the opposition. Since the mayor wants to talk in parables, here's an Egyptian parable for you.
Ramsey.
If
Your
you can't
comment is done.
find a penis, go find a carrot.
Thank you so much for your public comment. All right, council member comments and meeting attendance reports. Councilmember Meister, do you have anything?
Because I know everyone wants to leave. First, I want to congratulate you again on your election, and Councilmember Hang, welcome. I look forward to our walk later in the month. Announcement, just real quick, the City of West Hollywood invites you to participate in the Public Safety Technology Town Hall. That will take place in Council Chambers here on Tuesday, December 17th at 6 p.m. Neighborhood meeting regarding the upcoming Chevron station construction will take place on site at 1107 North La Cienega Boulevard on Wednesday, December 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then a virtual community coyote meeting will take place on December 18th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. via Zoom. And you can check the city calendar for the Zoom link. And I wish everyone a very happy holiday and a happy new year.
Thank you, Councilmember Meister. Councilmember Hang.
Thank you so much, Mayor. I wanted to thank our religious leaders for attending tonight's celebrations, Father John Paul, Rabbi Resnick, and Abbot Sensei Tom Reichert. In the past week and a half, I attended the City X Tamale War event where I met a host of amazing LGBTQ youth here in West Hollywood. It was a fantastic event. And lastly, I wanted to thank all of the elected leaders that came here tonight and that came to West Hollywood. Assembly members Zuber, Assessor Prang, Santa Monica Council members Dan Hall, Natalia Zernetskaya, Culver City Council members Bubba Fish and Yasmin Imani McMorrin, Monterey Park Council members Henry Lowe and Thomas Wong, Water Board member Scott Houston, Culver City School Board member Tristan Isidore, and Sentinel Valley Unified High School District Stephanie Castaneda. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember, soon-to-be Vice Mayor Heilman.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to report I attended the Victory Fund Conference in Washington, D.C. recently, and I also want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a great New Year.
Thank you. Soon-to-be Mayor Byers.
Thank you. I will first say I attended the Sanitation District meeting and the Westside Cities Council of Governments meeting. I want to congratulate the awardees of Assemblymember Zabur's 8051 awards, especially our own Todd Hallman, who was recognized as Man of the Year for 8051. We're so proud of you. Congratulations. And I want to thank our staff and Visit West Hollywood team and the Pendry for helping us kick off the Winter Sounds series, Winter Sounds concert series just yesterday. It was an amazing event and look forward to the one starting in January. Finally want to congratulate again my colleagues and welcome my newest colleague, Councilmember Danny Hang, and just thank you all for the opportunity to serve this community as mayor. I'm truly honored and very much looking forward to getting the work started on the other side of the new year. Happiest holidays to you all.
Go ahead.
My attendance report. I did attend SCAG's Energy and Environment Committee and SCAG Regional Council, and wanted to let my colleagues know I was elected vice chair of the SCAG Energy and Environment Committee. So very
Wonderful.
excited about that. And I also want to quickly congratulate Vice Mayor Byers on being the future mayor and Councilmember Heilman on being our vice mayor.
Wonderful. I attended various city events and functions, also attended the Victory Fund event, and I want to give a special shout out to my fairy godmother, Marie Cartier, who made sure I got to West Hollywood many, many years ago. I love you. This meeting is adjourned. We will be back here in council chambers at 8:47 on January 13th, 2025 for a reorganization meeting.